Hey, this is ps5 and welcome to Week 10 Franchise Mode on our Philadelphia Eagles Franchise Mode on the Madden 23. We're going to be playing the Washington Commanders today. Let's see about turning this thing around. We're still on top of the division, but we can really take hold of it with a win today. So let's do it.
It's Madden NFL 23. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball, 4 touchdown throws. It's the Commanders and the Eagles on Monday Night Prime Time.
Opened back in 2003. Have a look at the link. Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Tonight we polish off Week 10 with a good Monday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback, now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
Yeah, hoping to get rid of that interception bug. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They move the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hurts sets up to throw it. And right away, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Joey Sly on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. 4-4, their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play.
Hurts fumbles it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing is Hurts. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers for Sanders last week, 17 carries, 65 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Hurts steps away to his left. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Let's go now.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 18 carries, 74 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expect him to make a run at not only matching, but exceeding those numbers as this one goes on.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Wentz. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Wentz. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
On 1st down, Wentz. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
These two teams have met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they're trying to win here in Philadelphia to capture the season series. Wentz's throw on target. This is McLaurin.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. For graduate of the Naval Academy back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
We often give credit to the early line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Touchdown, Washington.
Terry McLaurin with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Commanders take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Kyler Fackrell, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? I mean, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Able to slither by. 31 yards on the punt there.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner?
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Gary Slay with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And out now come the Eagles.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he gets this up past the 30.
Ready?
21-0 our score after one. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Check mash.
But first down, Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second down, back to Sanders. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it. It worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal. So it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
Another run with Sanders. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 27, Hurts. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a three-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the mass of bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle by Cole Holcomb. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Hurts finding Goddard there. 1st down, Philadelphia.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit out a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Sanders is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
And he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. Wintz's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I don't know what Coach told me before. They always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. To throw is Wentz. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
A carry now for McKissick. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tackles, especially closer to the line of scrimmage or mixed traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Throwing on first is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 15. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick-6 last week. Not a pick-6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield and get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Hurts. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts eluding the pressure right. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now back to throw. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and going into half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it, try and get some points. While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Where was the Bucs, who were able to get the victory at home? Tom Brady, strong in the win, as his guys run their record to 8-2 with the W. From there, let's head west to see what's going on with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And it was the visiting Atlanta Falcons who come in and get the victory. Marcus Mariota, strong in the victory, as his guys looked better than a team that had won just 1 game coming in. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So here's Washington now to take over.
They've got the lead right now in this contest, and they're coming off that victory a week ago against the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go, 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back, and they did a great job in the first half. And now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out, they'll try to increase the pressure.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Pass there. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. 71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
From just shy of midfield, Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Up the middle they go with now the ball comes loose, and it's Washington that scoops it up, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Up to the 20.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for a save. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Darius Slay the pick. They start out in great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid them, picking up a first down.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 106 yards on the ground now for Sanders. He's got a first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run the toss now with Gibson. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
You know that expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same. And down he goes. They bring down Wilson to save. Sal Reddick with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it at the 42. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see it back. Just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
121 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Another run here with Sanders. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And, oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Going for it with Sanders. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
They'll run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it.
I think he's short, but it's okay.
Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders punching it in from a yard away. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score.
So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Washington offense back out there. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
They'll run with McKissick. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 41. Just a 1-yard pickup there that's going to make it 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we could make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll run. It's Sanders. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Play action. Here's Hurts. This is caught, and they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Sanders, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
A loss of 2 there, second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Once again with Sanders. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right?
And this time he is in. Miles Sanders taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles have taken a 4th quarter lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. That time a 6-play drive, and it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Wentz to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. You know, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the 1st target in the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him.
Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz.
I thought I had an easy touchdown, and going the other way. And I don't know what the heck happened. Look at this. I jumped it, and it just didn't activate. It's weird.
They had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense.
I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
From the 30 on second down, Hurts.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Hurts.
It's caught. Smith. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
They'll look to throw. Quick slant to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
It's a second down run with Sanders.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
He'll look to throw. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Once more, Gibson.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
Well, we lost the game due to my stupidity and turnovers. It's frustrating. I probably really shouldn't have thrown that one in this late in the half. I just didn't. I wasn't thinking. So, this is a ps5, and I'm out. Have a great day, everybody.
Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Commanders,
it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts.